It happened. At 9:45 a.m. Tehran time on February 28th, the United States and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury, the largest joint military strike in decades. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, supreme leader of Iran for 37 years, is dead. His compound in Tehran's Pasteur district was obliterated in the opening salvo. 40 Iranian military commanders killed in the first wave. Iran has now launched 541 drones, 165 ballistic missiles, and 2 cruise missiles across the Middle East in retaliation. Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest, is shut down indefinitely. The war has started. Operation Epic Fury launched at 9:45 a.m. Tehran time, February 28th. Israel's operation runs simultaneously, codenamed Roaring Lion. The opening strike was a decapitation strike targeting Khamenei's residence and office directly. Israeli security officials confirmed his body was found and identified by intelligence sources. Iran's Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Abdurrahim Musavi killed in the initial strikes. A majority of Iran's senior military leadership dead in the first hours. Iran responded immediately with 541 drones, 165 ballistic missiles, and 2 cruise missiles hitting the UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, and Jordan. 9 people killed in a direct missile hit near Jerusalem. A girls' elementary school in Manab, Iran struck. 148 civilians confirmed dead. And Trump just went on Truth Social calling for regime change. Before we break down exactly what happened and why this is the most consequential day in Middle East history since 9/11, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're giving you the real analysis nobody else will touch. Share this with everyone you know, because while you were sleeping last night, the United States killed the supreme leader of Iran, and the entire Middle East is now under attack. Trump authorized the strike after U.S. intelligence detected Iran was planning a preemptive missile launch against American forces. That intelligence changed everything. The operation began at 1:15 a.m. Eastern Time, 9:45 a.m. in Tehran, a regular Iranian workday Saturday morning. The first target, Khamenei's highly secure compound in the Pasteur district of northern Tehran. Satellite imagery published by CNN shows catastrophic damage to the compound's main structure. Israel's Air Force released footage it claims shows a direct strike on Iran's armed forces headquarters. Israeli security officials told Reuters that Khamenei's body was recovered and identified by intelligence sources. Trump confirmed the kill on Truth Social within hours. Khamenei is dead. Think about what just happened. The United States and Israel just killed the man who had ruled Iran with absolute power since 1989. Every proxy network, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, Iraqi militias, took all of their strategic direction from one man. That man is gone. There is no succession plan. There is no established mechanism for what happens next. Iran's 85 million people woke up this morning to find their government decapitated overnight. This was not a surgical strike. This was a campaign. U.S. Central Command confirmed it neutralized several hundred Iranian drone and missile strikes while sustaining no casualties and only light damage to its facilities. Israel struck what it called the heart of Tehran in a second wave of attacks on Sunday. Iran's Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Abdurrahim Musavi, is confirmed dead, verified by Iranian state media. Israeli officials say 40 senior military commanders were killed in the first day alone. Iran's armed forces headquarters struck directly. The port city of Bushehr hit, unclear if the nuclear reactor sustained damage. Multiple Iranian cities targeted nationwide, including Isfahan, where Iran's uranium enrichment components have been stored. Think about the military infrastructure that just ceased to exist. The IRGC command structure that coordinated Iran's entire proxy network across 7 countries is gone. The men who commanded Iran's ballistic missile forces, the men who knew the coordinates of every underground launcher, every missile city, every Khorramshahr positioned for retaliation, are dead. Iran still has missiles, but the people who were supposed to fire them in a coordinated, disciplined campaign are no longer in command. Share this with everyone you know, because Dubai International Airport, handling 90 million passengers per year, the world's single busiest international hub, just shut down indefinitely as Iranian missiles reach the UAE. Every flight in or out of the Gulf is now affected. But here's what nobody is saying about Iran's retaliation right now. Iran launched 541 drones, 165 ballistic missiles, and 2 cruise missiles in its first retaliatory wave. The UAE Defense Ministry confirmed 165 ballistic missiles, 541 drones, and 2 cruise missiles struck or were intercepted across the country alone, with 35 drones making impact despite interceptions. 3 people killed, 58 injured in the UAE. Iranian missiles hit a residential building near Jerusalem. 9 killed, 18 injured. Iran hit the Crown Plaza Hotel in Manama, Bahrain, causing a fire. A drone intercepted near the Etihad Towers complex in Abu Dhabi. Debris caused minor injuries. 1 person killed in Kuwait. Iran's Security Commission declared it would drag every country hosting U.S. bases into the war. Saudi Arabia condemned the Iranian attacks on its Gulf neighbors as a breach of sovereignty. Iran declared 40 days of mourning, and Iranian President Pezeshkian called revenge Iran's legitimate right and duty. Think about what 541 drones and 165 ballistic missiles in 24 hours means. Iran just fired one of the largest single-day missile barrages in the history of modern warfare. And this is without its full command structure. Without coordinated IRGC leadership. These are the retaliatory strikes of a decapitated military executing pre-planned contingency orders, not a coordinated campaign. Iran still has thousands of missiles in those underground cities. Iranian President Pezeshkian is now in command. He has called revenge Iran's legitimate right and duty. The next wave is coming. Iran's retaliation picture right now: 541 drones, 165 ballistic missiles, 2 cruise missiles launched in day 1. 35 drones made impact in the UAE despite interceptions. Missiles hitting residential buildings in Israel, a hotel in Bahrain, infrastructure across Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan. The Strait of Hormuz. 150 freight ships including oil tankers stalled behind the strait as it effectively closes. Oil prices spiking globally. The U.S. counterposture. CENTCOM confirmed it neutralized several hundred Iranian drone and missile strikes with no American casualties. The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group, Carrier Air Wing 9, actively generating combat sorties from the Arabian Sea. The USS Gerald R. Ford, now fully positioned in the Mediterranean, providing a second strike package. Patriot and THAAD batteries across the Gulf, intercepting ballistic threats. Israel's Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow 3 working in layered coordination. But 35 drones still made impact in the UAE. Missiles still hit Jerusalem. A school in Iran is destroyed with 148 dead. This war is no longer a threat. It is a reality. And it is 24 hours old. Trump addressed the Iranian public directly in a video posted at 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The purpose of the strikes was effectively regime change. He told the Iranian people, "This will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations." UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer issued a statement from 10 Downing Street. Britain was not involved in the strikes. The UK Foreign Office warned British nationals in the Middle East to immediately shelter in place. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney backed the strikes. Russia's Vladimir Putin called Khamenei's killing a cynical murder via state media TASS. The EU called for diplomacy while acknowledging Iran's murderous regime. Saudi Arabia condemned Iran's missile attacks on its Gulf neighbors, vowing to stand by UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar. China told its citizens to evacuate Iran immediately. In Tehran itself, supermarkets are seeing panic buying. Bread, eggs, water, and milk already unavailable. Long queues at gas stations across the capital. Bottom line is this: Operation Epic Fury launched February 28th at 9:45 a.m. Tehran time. Joint U.S.-Israel operation. Khamenei killed in opening decapitation strike on Pasteur District compound. Body recovered and identified by intelligence sources. Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Mousavi confirmed dead. 40 senior military commanders killed day 1. Iran's armed forces headquarters destroyed. Bushehr port struck. Nuclear reactor status unclear. Iran retaliated with 541 drones, 165 ballistic missiles, 2 cruise missiles across UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan, Israel. 35 drones made impact in UAE despite interceptions. 9 killed near Jerusalem. Hotel in Bahrain hit. 1 killed Kuwait, 3 killed UAE. 148 civilians dead in Manab school strike. Strait of Hormuz effectively closed, 150 tankers stalled. Dubai International Airport shut indefinitely. Trump called for Iranian regime change in 2:30 a.m. video statement. UK not involved. Russia condemned Khamenei killing. Saudi Arabia backing Gulf neighbors against Iranian missiles. Iranian President Pezeshkian says revenge is legitimate right and duty. Iran declared 40 days of mourning. Second wave of strikes coming. Whether Iran's next missile wave overwhelms Gulf air defenses, or whether U.S. and Israeli strikes destroy Iran's remaining launch capability before it can fire again, will determine if this becomes a contained regime change operation or a full regional war that pulls Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and every U.S. base in the Middle East into direct combat. Khamenei is dead, but Iran's missiles are still in their silos. Iranian President Pezeshkian has called revenge his duty. The second wave is being prepared right now. One thing is absolutely certain. This war started 24 hours ago, and the most dangerous hours are still ahead. Stay tuned.